Hello friends, what's going on? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host here, and I hope you are all doing well, friends. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series here on Football Therapy, where I see what's being said about the Blues in the media, giving you my opinion, but hey, more importantly, dear sweet friends, asking for yours. Many of Chelsea's backline are out of contract this summer. Azpilicueta, Andreas Christensen, Thiago Silva, and Antonio Rudiger. Four really important players. We're going to be taking extracts from an article in The Athletic written by Simon Johnson, giving you an update on what's happening with each player and their contract negotiations, and we can talk about how much we'll need to buy a new defender. And also what's going on with Trevoh Chalobah. Settle in, get comfortable, consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. I'd urge you to drop a like if you enjoy my content, or maybe a dislike if you don't enjoy it. Also, a really quick plug to let you know that I'm streaming on Twitch every single day playing FIFA 22, Chelsea Career Mode, and Ultimate Team, and other games, FPS, RPGs. If you want to join the fun, it's totally free. Click the link down in the description to go follow my Twitch channel, and if you've got the app, it will notify you when I'm live, or I'll tweet when I'm live. It's loads of fun. Come and join the community. Alright then, let's get into it. So like I said, we'll be reading extracts from Johnson's piece from The Athletic today regarding the Chelsea defenders. I shan't be reading out the entire piece. I'll also link the article down in the description so you guys can go check out The Athletic. It is of course behind a paywall, hence me only reading extracts and urging you to go check out the article and website itself. Alright then, let's start having a little read. So Chelsea have a great defence, but Chelsea are still in somewhat of a vulnerable position, having four key members of their defence out of contract at the end of the season. The quartet, Antonio Rudiger, Thiago Silva, Cesar Azpilicueta, and Andreas Christensen. They are among the best in the Premier League at what they do. They will cost a fortune to replace, and yet in just over 2 months' time, we'll be able to start officially talking to foreign clubs and sign a pre-contract to join them on a free transfer in the summer. Obviously at this point, one of them going and signing a free contract would be pretty disastrous. I mean, you could make a case for it being really disastrous for each player. Thiago Silva, he's been a Rolls Royce, it would be devastating to see him go. Andreas Christensen, entering his prime, has been an excellent centre-half. He's probably the most valuable in terms of longevity. That would be devastating. Antonio Rudiger has a case for perhaps the best centre-half on form in the world, certainly best left-sided centre-half. And Cesar Azpilicueta, Chelsea's captain, is playing centre-back, right wing-back often, all equally disastrous, you might say. The Athletic has covered the situation regarding Rudiger and Christensen in some detail already, but despite negotiations taking place, no agreement has been finalised. The other two haven't come under the spotlight as much, partly due to their age, yet they are just as important to the cause. So how do things stand right now? This is where the interesting information comes in. Out of the four men whose future is in question at Stamford Bridge, Rudiger's situation is the most alarming. As revealed earlier this month, the Germany international wants to double his salary to £200,000 a week. So far, Chelsea have suggested they are prepared to pay around £140,000 a week. Staying at Chelsea was thought to be his first choice. However, over the last few days, there has been increasing speculation about Rudiger's advisors sounding out other clubs because the 28-year-old is resigned to leaving next year. It is understood there is a substance to these reports. Yeah. I reported on this yesterday, I think it was. Really worrying. Basically, he's like, look, I can probably get 250k a week, maybe even closer to 300k a week if I go as a free transfer abroad. See you later, Chelsea. More than one source has told The Athletic that as things stand, neither party is willing to change their stance. Chelsea feel they have made Rudiger a very good offer, even though it's about half of what his Germany teammates Timo Werner and Kai Havertz are earning. They have no plans to increase it. Meanwhile, it's believed Rudiger isn't going to lower his demand, and is now waiting to see what other clubs are prepared to pay in view of securing a move in 2022. One contact suggested a decision to leave Chelsea has already been made. Or at least I guess in his head he's prepared, like, look, Chelsea aren't backing down here, I'm not getting my contract, I've just got to go. Do you know what I mean? Heartbreaking, but I know many Chelsea fans, most of us Chelsea fans, including myself actually, is probably like, just pay him the money, bro. He's worth it. It will cost you so much more to replace. Let's read on. However, it's worth remembering things can turn around, and very late too. Posturing on both sides is normal during negotiations, and things can drag on. For example, Chelsea finalised a 1-year extension for or former captain John Terry after the final match of 15-16 season. Similarly, David Luiz, who admittedly was sold to Arsenal a few months later. He penned a new contract in May 2019. So yeah, things can stay. What if Chelsea win the Premier League this season? Chelsea win the Premier League, is that more of a reason to leave? He's won the Champions League and Premier League with Chelsea. Now he can go and win the Bundesliga or something. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if that works for us or against us, but still, stuff can change. He might be thinking, I can't leave this team. He might win like Team of the Season defender, be in the run-in for the PFA Player of the Year, and Chelsea probably thinking, okay, you can have your 200k a week. The situation with Christensen isn't straightforward either. Personal terms over a 4-year contract worth about 140k a week, with the option of a further year was proposed 2 months ago. There were indications it would be made official once a few minor details were sorted out. Those details aren't inconsequential though, because nothing has changed. No communication on the subject has taken place between Christensen and the club since August. Clearly, an announcement isn't imminent. Like many, I'm less worried about Andreas Christensen. I think he feels like he's in the right place in the form of his career under Thomas Tuchel, and he's settled at Chelsea. I don't think he'd want to go, and I think he'll probably find a resolution for that situation. Let's read on. Given Christensen's form for Chelsea and Denmark, top clubs across Europe are monitoring the situation and puts him in a stronger bargaining position to push for a higher salary than initially suggested, especially with the club facing the prospect of Rudiger. They won't want to lose 2 high-profile defenders in one summer. Encouragingly, the 25-year-old has expressed his desire to remain at Chelsea recently, and that remains his priority. In September, he told Extra Blatt, whatever that is, quote, "I know a lot is being said right now. I can't say too much, but I think it looks good. I'm very happy to be at this club, and I feel Chelsea is the right place to be in England," end quote. You can say that again, mate. Champions of Europe and top of the Premier League table. Ain't bad at the top, my friend. But while his heart is set on remaining at the club he has been at since 2012, he will understandably want to get the best financial reward possible from Chelsea. This next contract will take him up to 30, and there's no guarantees the Dane will be able to secure a better one next time round. Yeah, it's difficult, 25 to 30, because if you were 28, 29, you've still got, like Rudiger, you've still got a big contract in you to earn lots of money. But when you reach 30, even as a defender who go on for a little bit longer, you're just in that sort of danger zone, do you know what I mean? Further conversations will take place before the new year. Still, until Christensen has put pen to paper, neither Tuchel or the club's fans can be sure of where the centre-back will be playing next season. The uncertainty isn't ideal. Fingers crossed for Andreas Christensen, ladies and gentlemen. The scenario involving veterans Azpilicueta and Silva sound a bit more positive. For example, The Athletic has been told a basic initial chat between Azpilicueta and the club has taken place. It wasn't formal enough for numbers to be discussed, but it's more about willingness on both sides to sit down at some point and look at the situation. Azpilicueta and his family are settled in London, and he remains an integral part of the squad as a player, let alone as captain of the side. Naturally, the length of contract will be a source of debate. The Spain international turns 32 in August, and the club does have a policy where only 1-year deals will be offered to players over 30. Yet Chelsea, with deals such as given to a 32-year-old David Luiz in 2019, have shown they are more flexible with their age barrier recently. Fellow Brazilian Willian also had the chance for 2 more years at 2020, but rejected because Arsenal gave him 3 years plus a higher salary. Wah, wah, we all know how that went down. Yeah, Chelsea are understandably becoming more flexible on their plus 30 rule, essentially, because footballers are going on for longer. I mean, look at Thiago Silva. He's 37 and they want to extend him. Like, so imagine he turned 30 at Chelsea. Then you said to these guys, in the future, this guy plays for another 8 years for you if he was at Chelsea at 30. So give him an 8-year deal now on a certain wage. Do you know what I mean? It's mental, especially for defenders. I get why they do it because it's about, you know, maximising asset sales, but in terms of maximising not having to buy a new player and keeping a guy there, just keeping them sewn up, it kind of makes sense. So we'll see what happens with Azpilicueta, but we can all imagine he'd happily sign a new deal. His family is settled in Cobham, his kids are all in schools there, he doesn't want to go. He loves Chelsea, he's always kissing the badge. I think he'd take a reduced salary and just continue the party, to be honest. Silva has also earned everyone's respect since joining from Paris Saint-Germain 14 months ago. His character and leadership during games and around around the training ground is appreciated by all. His current predicament is pretty much the same as last season. The player and Chelsea waited to see how things worked out on the playing and personal front before triggering a one-year option to extend in June. It is believed a similar understanding is in place. One source has suggested that, such is the standing at the club, the final decision will be left up to him. Silva will be 38 next September, but he has ambitions to play into his 40s. The question might be whether Silva and his family want to remain living in London, go elsewhere for a fresh challenge, or set up back home in Brazil. Nothing will be decided until later in the campaign. Man, I hope Thiago Silva stays. I absolutely adore him. If you watch this channel, you know I had concerns and reservations about him joining at his age. I always thought he was an amazing world-class, legendary defender, but I did understandably have concerns. Boy, was my concerns wrong. He's been absolutely magnificent, and he's like a cult hero at Chelsea already, and like many, I just really want him to stay forever. Despite the complexities highlighted with all four, Chelsea are thought to be relaxed about the situation they find themselves in. It is not a topic that is being discussed with any concern behind the scenes at present. Perhaps one of the reasons for this is because Chelsea are expected to renew their attempts to acquire Sevilla defender Jules Koundé. The 22-year-old came close to joining in the last window, but the transfer collapsed over the fee. Yeah, I also think Jules Koundé will still come to Chelsea. I think Tuchel wants him. He already agreed terms with Chelsea, and he was fuming that Sevilla didn't sell him in the end, and even like went on strike for a little bit or something. I think he'll join eventually. Chelsea have also seen academy graduate Trevoh Chalobah break through into Tuchel's first team squad. The 22-year-old, who's been on loan at Lorient in 2021, benefited from Koundé not completing the switch. He has made 9 appearances for the senior side this season, and his impressive progress is going to be rewarded. Last year, Chalobah was given a contract until 2023, but such is his progress, he is being given another on improved terms. Excellent new contract for Trevoh Chalobah if he's playing in the Chelsea first team, and he's not like a young loanee that's going around sort of mid-tier clubs. Of course, he's absolutely going to get that new deal. Similar to Mason Mount getting a new deal when he was properly implemented into the Chelsea first team, and now it sounds like Mason Mount's going to get a new deal as well, maybe like double his current wage to 150k a week. And yes, absolutely, Mason Mount is worth 150k a week to Chelsea. He's worn the captain's armband, he's played in multiple, positions, he's often first name on the team sheet, and he's getting better and better. It's what he represents as Chelsea, through and through the academy. Listen to how he talks about the club and how he represents the club, which is important, by the way. Another really important player to be sewn up with a new deal. Right, that pretty much ends the video in terms of information on new contracts. Guys, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I'll be keen to hear your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on these players and their contracts. If you've enjoyed the content, drop a like. I'd urge you all to go check out my Twitch channel. I stream every day, of course, like I keep telling everyone. Come and be part of the community. It doesn't cost anything. Thank you for watching, friends. Enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.